Just thought I'd do a little update on the garden and the land. I'm not really prepped for the kind of garden I would like this year because I've just been moving and baby's on the way for my daughter, but I couldn't resist getting some tomatoes and basil in the ground. And I've got some blueberries to plant, some rosemary and some elderberries. And we finally got a mower, so I got the yard done. It's our little storage shed. Sorry about the sound of my shoes. You're gonna hear them all the way down the hill. I've got a little stump that was left behind by the last owner. I think I'm gonna turn that into a little altar space. And over here is where I'll be putting the garden next year. Maybe some up the side of the hill too. There's my camper. And down here's where I have my new moon, full moon fires. Need to get it set up a little bit better. This is one long project I'm invested in. And bring the camera down here to show you the pond. You can kind of see it in between the trees right now. Really beautiful plants. This whole walk area is just cushy moss. And there are these fun little guys. I can't remember what they're called, but they're growing all over the ground. They look like just mini pine trees or something. I guess there's some winter berry growing down here. I had it identified a couple weeks ago. So in the winter they're supposed to have some nice red berries. That'll be fun to see. I'll be putting in a walkway all the way down this hill in time. I don't know if you can see it at the bottom of the hill right there near the sunshine. That's a huge fire ant hill. If you're not from the south, you've not had the pleasure, definitely want to avoid those. They're angry. Be working on getting rid of that soon. So the property line is there where the fence is. We'll be building a workshop down here at some point. This is the back area to the pond. The pond is full of turtles and frogs. They're very vocal at night. The dragonflies like to hang out on that piece of wood there in the water. They're not popping yet, but I put those little water lilies in there a couple weeks ago. They're doing pretty good. I actually put some duckweed in, but I'm not seeing it. I might not have taken. Trying to get the pond prepped for getting live animals. I haven't decided if I really wanted ducks, but the more I read, I'm wondering if guinea fowl would be better or quail. I've got a lot of options. And here's a really beautiful area where I'm eventually going to put a fire pit right there in the circle of those ferns. There's a little cabin on the neighbor's side of this creek that I'll show you over here. The creek was one of the things, I mean, I love the pond too because I want to raise animals, but this creek is beautiful. An interesting story. I'll let you listen to that for a second. So in February, when we were looking for houses, the property on the other side of the stream was listed. We came out and looked at it. It goes over into those trees on the other side of the creek, and then that little cabin, and then there's a road on the other side there that goes up a hill. It was like 2 acres. And of course I thought it was beautiful, but I knew that I was going to be sad if I lived there and I looked over here and saw this pond and wouldn't be able to have it. Then 2 weeks later, oh, maybe it's a little more than that. Maybe about 4 weeks later, we ended up coming back out to this area to look at property. And sure enough, the property right across from that creek was the one that was for sale. So, felt meant to be. I'm really glad we got it. It's been a lot of work and it will continue to be a lot of work. But I'm up for it. Lots of love, tribe.